Yo, it's Try Guys, aka Harambe, packing my way into a brand new video. Welcome back to another live stream, and today we are back with episode number 6 of the Why You MUDKIPPED podcast here. I am your co-host today with the one, they only, regular Lobster. How are you doing today, Lobster?
Okay. Tired, but okay.
He's got the boss Mudkip with him too, just chilling, rocking as I do with my Try cat. Hopefully you guys having a great day. This is episode number 6, where today we will be interrogating the one, the only, the fabulous River Crystals today. Hopefully you're all having a fantastic day. If you've got questions in the chat, ask away. We'll get through them as best we can. If you shout the stream, tag me on my Twitter, I'll shout you guys out. Like and retweet, we'll get you gems as we do, but that'll be later on. Pushing towards 850 followers on the Twitter, 1,300 followers on the Twitch. Obviously, if you haven't checked out the podcast series, episode 3 of the Cara show has gone out. Actually, a shorter one for a change. They usually drag out. So if you do want to check out that is on !podcast. And yeah, today we are going to be interrogating River. So first off, River, how are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Good.
Besides the door problem that I mentioned earlier, but
Yeah.
that's beside the point.
Do you want to introduce yourself to the chat?
Do I?
Yes.
Do I?
Yes.
That
Yes.
So I'm River Crystals, or River Crystal, depending on which username is being taken. I am a VTuber, mostly PNG tuber. I do art. I also do game demoing at conventions. And that's all I can think of off the top of my head.
So if you guys want to check out River, you can just click on her name there or follow the app. Go over to her channel, drop her a follow. Such an amazing person. So yeah, today we are going to interrogate you. I am known to be the bad cop in this aspect. The question I've got to start is, I'm going to ask Ryan Lobster, do I be evil straight off the start? Or do we go with some warm-up questions first? How do you think I should go with this one?
Oh, I'm actually going to take over the first question.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
So, there is currently a very common theme on the podcast that we asked about pineapple on pizza. What's your opinion on it?
I personally will not eat it, but if you enjoy it, I don't care.
Are you?
That's a no. Like that. That's a no. Yes.
That's a no. I
just had a bad experience with pineapple and pizza before. Not necessarily a pineapple pizza, just pineapple juice soaking the pizza.
See,
And
it
just
depends
kinda
on
ruined it.
depends on where you get it from. It you can have a good a good pineapple
There's
on
a
pizza.
story behind this. So when I was in elementary school, I got pineapple and I got pizza, but the pineapple juice was seeping into the pizza while I was getting my other food. And then when I took a bite of the pizza, it was soaked in pineapple juice and it was all mushy.
See that?
That just happens to be a bad experience that kind of tainted the rest of the experience.
See, that's why it's different, because of it's the juice that soaks. You didn't
It's just
have.
I just associate the flavor combination with that experience. So
So if
Yeah,
I
maybe
said
one
to
day.
you, if I said to you, would you rather only eat pineapple on pizza for life, and have no friends, or you have friends? No, that completely messed up. You have friends, but you only have pineapple on pizza, or you have no friends and you never have to have pineapple on pizza.
can I pick the pineapple off and eat it separately?
No.
Hard choices. Hard choices. Guess I just starve?
Nope.
Does
It's a would
that
you rather.
can?
No, that's not
You
an
can't
option. No.
I just
you-
can't starve.
Nope. You have to only have pineapple on pizza, but you have as many like your friends, or you have no friends, but you don't have to eat the pineapple on pizza.
I'm a very sensory food person, so this is a hard decision. Because on one hand, I'll suffer from loneliness. On the other hand, it's going to be suffering a different way.
Exactly.
I'm gonna have to say I like my friends more than I dislike pizza. It's like pineapple pizza.
Yeah, like the thing was, it was obvious a choice. You gotta people would rather suffer themselves than their friends, so it's an obvious choice.
Oh, my friends will move on. I'll just get very lonely.
Nah, you're not replaceable. You're an amazing person. Anyway, so we started off with pineapple on pizza question, just spicing it up a bit, Lobster, jumping the thing.
Yeah.
So, I think I continue to be evil in this aspect. Are you currently in a relationship?
Yes.
How long? And
let me just look at the DMs again, because I'm like, I think it's been 4-ish years.
wow, that is a long time.
Yeah. Ironic that me and River talked about this very recently.
Yeah.
Online or real life?
It's long distance online mostly.
Do I know
I
her?
do want to visit. No, you don't know her.
No.
So
She isn't really active in the streaming community. So,
okay. How did you know them?
we actually met in an Among Us game.
Oh my god.
And how did that dynamic go? I want to know the details on this.
So I actually met her younger sibling in the game, and they invited her, and then we ended up in a Discord together because we like making like OCs and characters. And she loves storytelling, basically. And eventually we built a friendship, and then we started dating.
By the way, Tessa says hi to you, by the way.
I know. I waved a hi. I put the hey guys emoji for Tessa specifically.
There you go, Tessa.
Like what? I find that is for you. That is interesting. It's not like that's not the first time that's happened, because that happened with my current significant other as well. So it's really funny.
Well, to be fair, you know what I mean? I'm still not knowing you guys as much as you guys known each other for a lot longer, you know what I mean? I think I've known River, for like 3-4 months, maybe 5.
Probably, but I'm also not usually a person who gives details unprompted.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the only reason I did is because I'm evil, so, as these guys would like to say. But no.
Yeah.
So you talked about Among Us. What other games do you play?
Let me just pull up my Steam library.
I think a few people have said that when I've asked that question.
I also play, like... We're talking about just video games, right?
Yes.
Okay. I play, like, the Clue video game. Sometimes Fall Guys, Goose Goose Duck, The Sims 4, very stereotypical, I know. Stardew Valley, Town of Salem. I have First Class Trouble as well. I like to play it, it's just hard to get a group for it, you know?
Yeah.
I also play Plate Up, No Time to Relax, Plague Inc., and, like, Potion Craft. Also, Tabletop Simulator is very easy. I also play 7 Days to Die and Don't Starve Together, and Enshrouded. I also have Valheim.
Nice.
So generally a lot of types of games, as you can tell.
Fair.
I know what's coming up.
I also have Binding of Isaac.
What's coming out, Lodster?
I know what question you're gonna ask after that.
Well, I could divert and keep it cliffhanging, but we'll go there.
Go ask it. Yeah, go.
You make me curious. Ask.
Out of the games you have played, what's your 5 least favorite games? Starting with 5 being your worst of all time.
They're all good games. And out of the ones I listed, because I also have some horror games that I just don't have download. I would have to actually say Valheim, because as much as I like it, certain mechanics just kind of make it, you know?
Yep.
As much as I love Potion Craft, it's also not one of the favorites, because it's a very simple game, yes. But the last time I played it, it didn't have some of the updates, so maybe now it'll be higher in the list, but currently that one is like second lowest.
Okay.
Sims just because how it runs itself, but I still love the game. You know?
Yep.
I would have to say No Time to Relax, because it's more of a multiplayer game and not many people really get to like have it, so I don't really get to play it. So it's more of I'm less opinionated on it than the others.
Yeah.
And that was how many so far?
4. One more.
I'll have to say Clue, just because I like the other ones more.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah. What's your top 2 games of all time? You might not have listed it, but the top 2. Like your favourite and then the second favourite.
I'm gonna have to go with Stardew Valley for favorite. And I'm just looking through, seeing if I am sure on the second one. Because I have a good idea of which one I will choose.
Okay.
Actually, it is Minecraft. Because I realized I might have not mentioned that despite having played it so often and having it for so long.
Yeah. What's your, you talk about Minecraft in, what aspect of each version of Minecraft do you like about it?
Like as in like Java, Bedrock.
Yep.
Well, I love how in Bedrock you can waterlog pistons. Makes sense. Like, I would love it if Java had that, but no. You have to find other ways to keep the water source.
Yeah.
But generally, I do like and love exploration and building. I will travel so far and then realize I've gone so far from my friends. It's gonna be very difficult to retrace my steps to go near them.
Yeah.
And that's my one hubris of Minecraft. I will just continue exploring.
Would you say you're competitive in Minecraft?
A little, but not for the most part. Because I don't really play mini games, and that's where I would probably get more competitive. And I would probably get a little competitive if, like, it was like versus statistics and like joking around with that kind of things. But it's more of casual competitiveness rather than competitiveness.
So the
You know?
reason why I bring that up, currently, as good old Lobster knows, there's a Beat the Clock Minecraft challenge on Bedrock. And we had a few competitors, obviously, on this show. Obviously, Foxy, 5th place with 137 items. He died at hour and 30. And basically, you have 2 hours to get as many items as you can. The leader of that is the one, the only Lobster, with 307 items. Do you reckon you could beat that time? That achievement?
So it ends either dying or 2 hour mark?
So you have to get 308 items to top the table in 2 hours on Bedrock.
I think I could get close, but not quite beat it.
Would you
You know?
ever want to challenge yourself on it and test the music?
Oh yeah, I'm already curious. My competitiveness more comes of, can I do it, rather than, can
Yeah.
I beat them?
Yeah, because you could have more items, but you die and you will still come behind. You know what I mean? The objective is to survive the 2 hours. Obviously, there's a few requirements and all that. I will be completely evil. You get leather armor and nice like that, and a bed. But it really tests your Minecraft skills. And, you know, we'll put it to the test in a future day where you're around. Anyway, so we've gone on the topic with Minecraft. Another thing you mentioned at the start of this show was art. How long have you been doing that?
Like playing Minecraft or content creation?
Like artwork. Like designing your art.
Oh, artwork!
Yeah.
I've been... My brain just didn't register the word, and that happens sometimes.
That's what happens when we just completely flip the question.
No, I just happen to have audio processing problems, so sometimes I just straight up mishear words. Or just not process the word itself.
That's fair enough.
For artwork, gosh, that is a question because I've, in like school, I had an IEP, which they allowed me to draw on my like schoolwork and homework and such, because it helped me focus more. So I've been drawing for a long time, but I've been more actively drawing since 2015, I think.
Yeah.
So roughly
About
10
9.
years?
Yeah.
10 to 9-ish years?
And during that 10 to 9 years of you drawing, what is the pinnacle moment, like your most admirable work you've ever done during your artwork?
Honestly, currently my opinion is the reference sheet, because I'm not used to drawing like from the back perspective or like doing a whole sheet dedicated to one character. I usually do more of little doodles like the lobster, like the pan
And
Mudkip, Pankip, and like little sketches in like sketchbooks. I don't usually do like full pieces that are meant to be like, hey, I will be able to look back on it and be able to use this as a reference for making other pieces.
Yeah. Is there any piece you've done and you felt embarrassed? And if so, what was that design?
It was actually fan art of a Minecraft YouTuber, and I have already deleted it because I want it to burn.
Is there a way we could see that?
No, I don't have it saved on anything, And the thing that I do have it on, I don't remember how to get to it.
If there was a... Nah, I won't ask because if there's a way, can we have it? But no, I won't be that evil.
Not right now.
Let me just tell you, the fan art was roughly when I started drawing, so I'm embarrassed more because I'm like, oh gosh, looking at my current point.
The reason why I
And
say
then back
it,
then.
yeah, the reason why I asked is because I guarantee you may think it's, not, you know what I mean? You might be embarrassed by it, but I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, it's anything better than I can do. Because I can't even do stickman, so, you know what I mean? And we're all our worst critics, so, I'm sure it was amazing anyway, but, yes, that is fair enough. You got a question, Lobster? I've been running away with this at the moment.
Yes. Question. You know, that I'm actually going to give a fun fact first and then a question.
Oh.
Yes. So, let's do this one. Did you know that a giant wheel of cheddar cheese was given to Queen Victoria for a wedding gift?
No, I did not.
Yeah, it's a fun fact. So we're definitely getting into some food topics. I know you well enough that you enjoy cheese. What's your favorite type of cheese?
Ooh. That's a hard one. Because on one hand, I like cheeses that can go on everything, but on the other hand, there are certain cheeses that are very specific in taste that are just very good. But if I had to go with a generalize of this can go on most things and it has a distinct taste, I would probably say extra sharp cheddar. It's basic, but
Yeah.
as I said, it's more of if I had to go with one cheese, I would choose that cheese because it can go with most things.
Yeah. Makes sense.
What's one
Well, I tries picky.
Well, we all know that. We all know my palate is absolutely wonderful with my burger and chips. But anyway,
Yeah.
Cheese. What one cheese have you not tried, but you would want to try?
I've actually never had brie.
Brie's a good cheese.
And I want to try it. It looks so good. But I just haven't had the opportunity to get it.
Yeah. I had brie because brie is a popular French cheese in that, and what's it called? Over in one of my French classes in that we had a a picnic outside, and we had like different French foods in that, and they had brie, and we had like a lot of different stuff, and it was a really good cheese. I do recommend it.
While we're on the topic of palates and food, how would you describe your palate?
I actually prefer savory, spicy, and like sour more intensely than sweet itself. I just certain sweets I just go no. Just straight up no, because for example, I absolutely hate cotton candy. I will not eat it. But certain like savory things I will also not eat, but that's more of textural based palette rather than taste palette, like actual taste palette. So I won't get into those, but I also don't particularly enjoy more of the creamy, like custard like flavors.
Yeah.
But I do absolutely love fruit, especially fresh fruit. I'm not particularly a fan of baked fruit, and that's probably also a reason why I don't like pineapple on pizza.
As Lobster would tell me, that's too healthy for me.
You say everything's too healthy for you.
I also do like vegetables. I just am very picky on how I like them because I don't like cooked broccoli, but I like raw broccoli.
Yeah.
I prefer
such.
cooked over raw. Which
We
is-
just in different opinions.
So
Yeah.
one of the things you mentioned is you like spicy foods. What
Yes.
is your favourite spicy food, and which spicy food have you not tried but you would like to try?
Ooh, this is hard. Because, you see, I am Hispanic, so I've eaten a good chunk of spicy food. But I'm trying to remember how to say it, because I don't speak Spanish despite being Hispanic. Which I wish I could, but that's beside the point. Not birria. Yeah, I think it's pozole. The best way to describe it is like the one that I like, red pozole, not like any white pozole. Is that it's a spicy pork stew with hominy, and I love adding like cabbage and lemon to it as well.
Fair enough. Have
As
you-
for trying, that is a good question. Like, certain things look yummy, but I'm like, do I actually want it? And I can't really think of anything I would actively look for to try off the top of my head. But if offered spicy food, I will more than likely eat it. If it's something I haven't, to at least try it, you know?
Yeah, spicy food's good.
Yeah.
What if there's a
Like-
chef who's never made anything and attempted to make a spicy food just for you to try? Would you?
That is a hard question.
If they know some basics.
No, White Choice specifically said if a chef who hasn't tried anything. So basically, they're novice of novice.
Like having tried to make spicy food. Like you can have a professional chef that hasn't tried spicy though.
Good point.
There's some loopholes in that question.
Yeah, but we don't do
I-
loopholes here. We go
I
straight with the
do.
question.
Oh, I do loopholes.
It honestly depends on what spicy food they make, because certain spicy foods are easier to do than others.
Yeah. It also does have to be they could make a spicy dish, but not be a specific spicy dish. It could be a dish that is pretty common.
Oh, I
but
know
it's
they could have
spicy.
just dumped hot sauce on it. Call
Yeah.
it a day.
That's probably
And-
something I would do. Like, just not say anything. Just like, yeah, this is a spicy
Right.
dish. Secretly.
Indian curry. I would
Ooh.
love to try like a authentic like Indian curry because like if you think spices in like India is very common, Thailand, South
I
Korea.
love curry.
Yeah, I haven't had. I think I might have had a curry once. I might have had what's it called? I think I've had an Indian curry maybe once. It's just it wasn't a spicy one. I've had.
I get like these Japanese, like I think they're Japanese, curry like cubes, and I get that my family gets the extra hot because we like spicy. But I'm usually the one in charge of actually making curry, so I tend to add more spices to it because we like our stuff spicy.
While we're on the topic of food still, what is your third favourite dish of all time? What you've had?
Of all the things I've had,
Yeah, the third. Not first or second, third.
okay. Ooh, this is a hard choice. I'm gonna go with just the basic meat and rice because it's my favorite because it's easy to make. You can generally customize it to how you want it. and it's also easy to get the ingredients for. There's no need to hunt down certain stores to get a certain ingredient. You can use what you have. And generally people have rice because it's like one of the staple foods. Like it's rice, bread, and pasta that are like if you don't have one, you have the other two.
Mm-hmm. Nodders.
So we're gonna put you on the spotlight here.
Mm-hmm.
So how long have you known Lobster? How did you become such great friends? And what is his best attribute you like about Lobster?
I'm gonna say roughly 2 years we've known each other. Like actively known each other. We met in one of my eldest lobbies.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Didn't particularly interact with each other actually. I think we kind of interacted more when I became friends with like friends with B, and like that group.
I think after the first lobby that we were in, I think there's a little bit more interactions though after that.
Yeah, but like I'm meaning like when we actually became friends.
Yeah, more common talking and all that was probably around then. Yeah.
And favorite attribute, that is a hard one, because I tend to have difficulties identifying attributes. Because I'm more like, oh, I like it when they do this, blah, 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 rather than, I like this trait about them. Make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to take a moment to think a bit more.
Yeah.
This is when I put on please hold.
Da, da, da. Don't worry, it's not in this Discord, sadly.
Honestly, I do enjoy Lobster's humor.
Yeah.
Probably, like, one of the most about Lobster.
So you made him smile there. You enjoyed that one.
What? What?
I had to think of what traits could be summarized as what, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, Lobster's generally funny and generally chill. And I'm like, which one do I actually prefer more out of those traits?
Okay, while we're on the topic of this subject, who's your favourite person online and real life?
Oh. I feel like that is a hard question, because on one hand, my first thought goes to friendship, because, you know, friends.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I feel like I should probably say my girlfriend.
Well, to make it easier, to be fair, that's a cheat code to get out. Your girlfriend is out of it. You don't. They're not an option in this choice.
Significant others are not options.
Yeah, you feel like it. You feel like it's an obligation to say it's if I
don't say it, it could be bad.
Yeah, for no cheapskate, that's not an option in this case. So that probably makes it harder for you.
Oh, yeah, that does. I'm honestly, as much as I love you, Lobster, you are the second favorite. Meld is the first.
Now we'll find out who beats them.
Makes sense. Mylda?
Yeah. What did you say?
We find out who beats you, number 2. So we're going to find out who outbeats you.
Yeah, they said Yada. Yada's cool.
What about real life?
Oh, real life? That is hard to say, because on one hand, there's a family friend. On the other hand, there's my older sibling, like one of my older siblings. Specifically, my older sister. Because that's hard.
I'll
I'm
trust.
probably gonna say my older sister.
Why?
Um, we basically have been through a lot together, and we know if needed, we will be there for each other and such. And I'm not particularly closer with my other siblings, despite being, like, depending on degree of closeness, depends on which sibling it is. But we generally get along. But I literally have multiple group chats with my sister and me. And like how I have multiple group chats with Lobster, it's generally because I'm like, hey, this is a mutual friend, this is your friend, and kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're gonna throw some spice into the mix, since, you know, you do like your spice. We talked about your favourite person. One person on the internet who you have met or, you know, haven't been the greatest of terms. Who do you dislike?
Oh, that's hard, because I tend to not, like, dislike. I tend to be indifferent. Like, if anything. And it's just hard, because I would have to find someone I would actively dislike. And most of the time, I don't really care enough to dislike.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes the people that you dislike, you just try to block out your head. So.
Ah, there is one person I'm on the dislike side, but it's more of personalities. Just don't particularly click with that kind of personality,
Yeah.
and it is actually Dirty Bird.
Fair enough. What's the...
There's nothing wrong with Dirty Bird.
Yeah. You know what I mean? We all have our reason. Main reason why I asked that, I wanted to see if I can get you to say I am Mudkip, where, you know, I push the boundaries, and I wanted to see if that was, you know...
I tend to be fairly open to being questioned. Like, unless it's, like, specifically, like, hey, blank, blank, very targeted, rather than general questions, that is, like, probably into a more uncomfortable territory, you know?
Yeah. You got something, Lobster? You were about to say something to that.
So, I definitely was going to say I would have been Mudkip for that.
Yeah.
Just because why try hears from me too much about that.
But I also mentioned how my reaction to people that would be considered disliked would be indifference, so I don't particularly care.
No, I'm here for the you know, the top hard hitting questions. That's my job. If I ever go too far, you know, that's what I'm here for, to push the boundaries. It's not meant to be an easy FBI interrogation, isn't it? So, continuing on with some of these questions, what is the... So, online and real life, we all have traumatic stuff, like what, you know what I mean? We all go through something. What's your worst online and real life?
I'm trying to think of the worst because there is a lot. Probably earlier childhood, to be honest, when my mom was alive. Probably she was not a good parent. That's enough summary there. But CPS literally told to my dad how if it wasn't for my mom, we would have never been taken into custody.
Make
like,
sure to
my
put
dad
hearts
fought
in
to
the
get us
chat,
back,
guys,
but
by the way. Show River much love. You know, these are some tough questions. If you guys got any, you can ask away.
yeah.
Fair enough. What about online?
Honestly, the drama some people get into can be like how, like one of the dramas, Lobster, with the one Minecraft server. Yeah.
Minecraft
That's why I
server.
So the owner was like trying to do an SMP like for content creation, and like invited me, Lobster, and like a few other people. And then we started, but then the owner added like another person without telling anyone beforehand, and it was like, okay, this person, well, there are times when I find Minecraft iffy playing with them. It's just they're generally going to be in their own area doing their own thing.
And
And
then it
then
happened
they
again.
Yeah, and we're like, we would
And
actively like a say in this, and we gave our
Yeah.
reasons for why, and then it just happened to be bad timing for everyone involved.
yeah.
So
And
that person basically snapped at us and trauma dumped on us. There was
Yeah.
no warning beforehand, and it was like, oh,
man. And during that time, I was the only other person with moderator power stuff to fix up data pack stuff, and I caught it happening. So I was like, "Hey
Yeah.
guys, this just happened."
yeah. So it was more of a person who was trying to be added into the Minecraft server, and it kind of killed the motivation to go onto that server.
Yeah. I know White Try has heard this story before, just didn't remember.
Well, I'm not. The questions I ask, it's not just for myself, it's for the lovely people in the chat. And, we test waters, you know what I mean? We're definitely doing something. We've just been raided as well on the podcast show. Neo Knight with the raid. Yo, Neo, what's up?
I don't know.
Potato, if you know what, I'll do it because I think Potato's
probably playing.
She's probably playing Valorant. So let me go.
You think Potato's around right now?
She's lurking in chat.
That doesn't mean anything.
So there you go, Neo. Welcome to the podcast. You're playing codenames. If you got any questions you would like to ask, River, you're more than welcome to do so. They're under the spotlight. Obviously, I am the bad cop, of course.
Always.
But I hope you had a great stream. Welcome to episode 6 of this podcast. Anyway, we got on some touchy subjects. Well, we'll dial it back a little bit and change the topic to keep it flowing. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you like to travel?
Oh, I do like traveling if I can. And that's the hard question then. Because I would honestly, I've seen some of the sites like from certain places and I'm like, oh, that is absolutely stunning. I would like to be able to actually see it in person. But I'm also an anime nerd. And I'm like, ooh, the pretty sites in like pretty sites in like anime. I'm like, are there actual sites that look like that? And I'm curious. And I also really just love their food, to be honest. And I've seen like snippets of traveling to Japan, and I'm like, ooh, that sounds actually very fun, rather than just being like, oh, I came here because of the anime. And it's like, no, there's actually interesting things there. Though the xenophobia there is a little...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got a question from Neo Knight. What is your favourite SMP that you've been a part of?
That is a hard question because what do you define an SMP? Is it just like a server that you have with friends?
It's a survival multiplayer, isn't it? That's what the definition or the
Yeah.
abbreviation is.
Oh, that's
So technically, it can be a small server with friends. Could be a big server. It needs to be survival of some kind.
You know
so,
what,
Yeah.
friend? No, I'm not allowing friends SMPs. So that's a cop out. We don't have cop outs here on this. We're
What?
going to put you under the spotlight.
I've only ever been in SMPs with friends.
Fine then. With friends can count then. I'll allow it.
Yeah, see.
Like, I don't
Yeah.
play with strangers.
Yeah, it's like, oh, now with friends. It's like, okay, that means I can't say, that means no SMPs because I became friends with everyone, with different people, parts of SMPs.
Wait,
And
I have one that's not friends, and that is my family. Minecraft server. Because we all play Minecraft.
Right, what's your favourite SMP with your friends then? What you've played in?
That's hard because some of them are like vanilla or vanilla-esque, and some of them are modded, and I do enjoy mods as well. Honestly, it's probably like the little server that I host for like us, Lobster.
yeah, the swamp
Swamp.
SMP. Yeah.
Yeah. I
The one
do
that-
love other ones, just the swamp has a dear and near place in my heart.
Soon we'll be back on after
Yeah.
Mood.
It's just all energy to play Minecraft, like actual like survival world stuff, has been drained.
Yeah.
Like I could do like a little speed run like I did like last Wednesday with the randomizer loot drop. But I'm not really in the mood for straight up survival.
Yeah. I've been currently in a modded like tick. Like
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of modded because, you know, modded can change up the game and can be fun.
So so some people won't know this. Obviously, I found out last week when I was asking if you was around. You went to Comic Con. Is there?
I'm actually going to Comic Con because it is next month because it is currently Pride Month.
Yeah. If would you go to any other gaming event, and if so, what would it be?
Ah, that is hard. Cause I feel like if it was like any future gaming event or like any gaming event, I wish I could have been at.
Both. We'll give both.
Honestly, it would probably be the Gamers Outreach charity event. That, you know, the one that Scar helps host. Like Good Times with Scar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I really want to be able to support a charity as well as do gaming stuff. Because it was a good cause.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't I want to support a good cause?
So you're saying you would want to do a charity gaming stream at some point online?
Yeah. I do. I'm just, like, still fairly small. So I'm like, okay, I'll wait to do that when I'm a little bigger because it'll get more more attention
Yeah.
and it'll be able to
Yeah,
get
it
more
did.
reach.
For sure.
But yeah, it's like what's it called it. Like pretty much when this month comes around, I've happened to be a part of like charity related stuff to this, and there is a annual like charity event that one of my streamer friends does, and I usually come. I always pop out a shadow for that, and it was already announced again, and I'm probably like, hey, if I'm free, I'm down, and I wake up at 7 a.m. Yeah, it starts at 7, so I usually wake up at 6 a.m. That's the only time I actually wake up early.
So, no, next question. I know the big Boss Kip would agree with us on this, and I know a lot of other people would agree on this. Do you think Mudkip should make merch? And if are you planning on making any merch? And if so, why?
I do think Mudkip should make merch, and I do hope I can make merch. But I'm a small streamer, so I'm probably gonna wait until I'm a little bigger so I can actually, make sure I get like some people merch. Because if it's just like my up to like 200 that I kind of have currently ish range,
Yeah.
it's kind of some people follow me because they want to support me, but don't actively do much more than that.
Yeah.
So I want to be at least where I have more of an active audience.
Yeah.
To do merch.
No, that's fair enough. Have you ever done an autograph?
No.
Is that something you're nervous about?
Yes, because my handwriting is not pretty.
But this is when I send you a picture. It's like, hey, can you autograph this? And then you send it back to me on the Discord.
No, but I am.
Do you want me to use the mouse or my iPad? Because I will do it with the mouse.
Both.
Like I feel like what's it called? Like probably the iPad will make more sense because you're probably using a drawing pen and it'd be similar to actually, writing. I'll find a picture.
So there was I would say, some easy questions to thing. We'll go back to more interrogating questions. So, you got, what I mean, you have met so many amazing people online. The tough question is, if you could choose 4 of those people online, who would the top 4 people you would want to meet and why? And you haven't met them yet.
That is a hard choice.
We'll go from 4th downwards. So your 4th, then 3rd, 2nd, and then the person you would want to meet the most.
I already have 2. It's 2 and 3.
Yep. Well, we need number 4 to start us off with.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's the point.
And wait.
I'm gonna quickly look at my DMs because honestly, yeah, the 4th one probably Stoppy. 3rd one, Lobster. 2nd one, Myelda. Because Myelda's such a likable person.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm a little sad to say this, but I haven't actually physically met my girlfriend.
No. I know that's the obvious. We're not having the cop out.
No. Yeah, but I mean, like.
Yes,
that shifts everything.
Yeah. I know it would be that probably answer. But I'm gonna twist my own rules a little bit. That is not allowed for an answer.
You should mention that at the beginning next time.
Oh no. I like to put you under the fee. If I tell you early on, it gives you more time to think. I put you on the spot for a reason.
Oh no, it's like mentioned no significant others in the question.
Yeah. But I didn't know you was I presumed, like, you already met them.
You made assumptions that were wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
That is...
That makes it harder for you.
I would probably say that another one would be my friend Ghosty. Ghosty is not active in the streaming community at all, but is like active in like some fandom communities I'm in.
Yeah.
And I've met them through that. And we mentioned maybe one day doing it, but it's more of finding a good time and such.
Yeah. Fair enough. What's the most embarrassing thing what's happened to you personally, online and real life? And why was it embarrassing?
Oh gosh. Okay, so this is way down like my memory lane. Because it's when I was like younger and my dad's like, "Oh, you guys can have a Facebook." But I was very young and I didn't know my dad's friend from work had a husband. And she was expecting a child. And I'm like, who's the parent? Online in a public comment. And I'm like, oh gosh. After like thinking back about it, I'm like, I am mortified that I asked that.
What about online?
That was technically online.
Okay.
Because
Well,
it was on a Facebook post where everyone could see it.
I would really class that as real life, to be fair. That's family
I would
stuff.
see it more. Yeah, I would probably see that more as real life because it is Facebook and it is with people that you would have met before in real life. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Online is actually harder then, because as you noticed, I don't really chat in Discords very much.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really say things that are too embarrassing. And, since I don't really talk, there's not really much to say. Like, to choose from, and nothing is sticking out as too embarrassing.
Well, it could be a little bit embarrassing if you can't think of too embarrassing, you know what I mean? Embarrassing thing what happened online.
Beside that, my first thought was, it's one embarrassing but hysterical.
Yeah.
Like, I have this unfortunate habit when I play Among Us that if I'm a killer and you're my lover, you are gonna be murdered by me.
No, well, that sounds like a thing. I love being the lover role because I just like start typing to my lover. It's like, have you killed? Yes. Alright, you kill the next one, alright? Kill that one. And then they never shoot me as lover.
kill that one, hang them.
Have you ever been shot as a lover in Among Us?
I have actually not been. I usually am murdered before that.
Well, you mean you won't murder your own lover, so they get.
No, I'm murdered.
Yeah.
Fair.
Well, if they figure out that your lover is your medic, then yeah, I've been shot a few times because of that reason. Then
I generally try not to be in the same area as my lover.
I don't try that either. But sometimes they can attack you, but the medic doesn't say anything. Some people might think, oh, there's the lover, and got told.
Yeah.
Usually when I have a medic, it's usually a medic lover. It's usually I'm the killing role, so if they tell me, I will kill them.
You know, it's funny. There's one time I accidentally shield Lobster, and then I got killed in front of him. Because I pressed shield by accident. I was like, oh, I got a shield. Oh, my medic's dead.
And I said, they killed my medic in front of me, and I got upset. And then...
They didn't bother
You know, they can't be
Yeah, I know.
They can't be a veteran or a sheriff because you were good. You were a medic. You already gave the shield away.
Oh no, one was one funny. So I was an executioner. You wasn't in this one, but I was an executioner. Minty was the jester. Lobster was the prosecutor. Minty says they see me kill. And I go, no, I have a lawyer. I'm here to defend my lawyer, and I know Lobster is. And I didn't say Lobster. I said the lighter color is my client. That Lobster prosecutes me.
Oh yeah, actually yeah, Minty did say that because I said that my ex target was Watry when Watry was my ex target.
That was pretty funny to be fair. But anyway, sidetrack from Among Us because we do play that game. And it's very sus and sidetractable. One person from your past, online and real life, who you have lost contact with, who you wish to reconnect with, and why?
Oh, that's a hard choice. Like, my brain skipped a part. Did you say and or? Real life or online?
Both. Online and. So, person who you lost contact with real life, and obviously online as well.
I'm just horrible at communicating, so I just generally lose contact with some people. Like, I technically have their contacts, I just don't reach out. Because at this point, I'm like, it feels too awkward to randomly be like, "Hi, how are you?"
5 years later, "Hi, how are you? It's been a bit."
Yeah, I've been part of that time.
Like, I've been meaning to message my childhood friend that I've been was friends with from 2nd grade to the end of high school.
You know what? Why would live right now send the message?
No, in their Discord it says they're busy from this time, and when I remember it's like at midnight, and that's why I just keep on putting it off.
No. You can send a message because there won't be another moment where when they're awake they'll see it. Like, go on, we're live right now. Pop up and say hi.
More of whenever they check Discord, not awake.
Yeah, exactly. And at least then you said done it, and then put them on the spotlight.
Oh my! I'm just trying to find. Oh, there they are. I just scrolled right past them.
It happens really easily, surprisingly.
Yeah, especially if you don't memorize their icons, it can be so easy to scroll past someone.
Yeah. Go on, pop them and say, yeah, hi, I've been meaning to type to you. They said evil cop decided.
I just sent, how are you?
How are you?
Yeah, there we go.
The last time I messaged them was last year in September, early September, and that was more like once in a while messaging, because the one before that was like May, and you know that's how often I basically contact people apparently.
Yeah. I the other day messaged a friend from I messaged a friend that I was meaning to message, so I said hey, and they responded, so I responded as well. Like, sometimes you see it's like, oh yeah, I mean to do it, and then you forget to, which I've been meaning to do with as well.
As for people who are online,
yes,
the problem is that most of the time when I lose contact with someone, the spot that isn't basically me just forgetting to reach out. It's more of we drifted apart and kind of went our separate ways, and I'm like, you do you, and I'll do me. So I don't particularly have anyone who I've lost contact with in mind. like maybe Delta, but Delta I still have technically ways to contact. One and two, it's just more of I see Delta as more of doing their thing, and I don't want to disrupt them.
Yeah, we actually talked about this 2 weeks ago.
Maybe.
Like, I'm talking on episode yeah, on episode 4 when Minty was on. We talked about it, and
Yeah.
I messaged out to kind of like maybe last week checking in.
Because I actually knew Delta before me even joining this community because they was in another mutual community I was in. Which, I don't know if you ever heard Jake Lobots. They originally came from that community, which obviously when I interrogate them, when they come onto the show themselves, I'm sure we'll have some questions we would like to ask, and obviously if you're about and want to ask anything, you're more than welcome to do so as well. But they are on the attempt of potential being on the
radar. We could say that they're on the radar being part of the podcast.
We've talked about some variety of different things at the moment before I let Lobster come in with another question. So, as you know, not many people know, you are a streamer. What got you into streaming, and who inspired you to stream?
So originally I wanted to do YouTube, but I discovered that it was easier for me to have like topics to talk to if I streamed. And honestly, me and my sister started streaming on the same day of like technically, but she kind of just fell off of streaming because it was more of she had other things to do that are more important to her, and if she has more time eventually she'll join back, but otherwise she's going to focus on other things. So she technically got me into the streaming part. For content creation as a whole, I just saw it and I'm like, that seems very interesting to me, actually. And I enjoy the idea of bringing like amusement and such to people. Like bringing like maybe a little bit of happiness if you're like feeling down, you know?
Yeah.
Or like and such. And the main reason why I got into like because I could just do that one like that was like a eventual goal after a bit of like streaming that I'm like I enjoy this part of it the most. But the original thing that got me into content creation was, besides finding it interesting, I was a very meek person at the very beginning. I just was not talking basically to most people, and I had difficulties even asking questions from servers. So I'm like, this will force me to be more talkative and in a more social, in a more controlled environment.
Where do you see yourself with this in, we'll say, 5 years from now?
I don't think that far.
If you have to.
Preferably, I would have a nice community that's active, and I would be able to at least, like, help somewhat with finances at my parents, because I still live with my dad, because it's kind of hard to move out when you don't have a stable income, and it is also kind of hard in where I live to just move out in general.
Yeah.
Unless you're like moving out of state.
Oh, sure.
So being able to like help with finances would be nice. Not necessarily big finances, but like regular finances. Like, oh, maybe I could help with groceries, so at the very least he could save up what money would be for groceries. because we spend like up to $200 a week on groceries, and it's like not too much of the portion of what is technically what he makes, but then after everything that's subtracted for like reasons, it's a good chunk of like the money, and if I could like help out with that, that would be nice. Cause then he could spend it on like other things he likes, like or things that we need, like how I still have that broken window that's not even a real window. It's basically just what was broken was removed, and we put like plexiglass and plastic foam, like, not plastic foam, like the hard plastic poster board stuff to keep like help slot it better into the window frame, because it was once broken a while ago. It's just we haven't had the finances to actually fix it.
Yeah. That's
And
fair.
like maybe fix up the like some things in the house so it's more livable. Maybe eventually get another bathroom, because sharing one bathroom with 5 people in the house is not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. How tall are you?
I'm not very tall. I am like 5'4" ish.
Follow-up question then, and not physically because the height thing. Who do you look up to?
Oh, that is a hard question. Cause like if it was more of people I know, I wouldn't say anyone's a particular strong, like, this is a person I look up to, role model kind of person.
Hmm.
But if it's like overall including online,
Yeah, we can include
hon-
online.
honestly, Good Times with Scar is generally like a charitable person, and being a disabled like content creator is very open about it too, and I would love to like maybe one day meet up to like that kind of place and maybe say hi to him maybe one day, but that's more of this is a person who is seems like a genuinely good person from what I've seen, and is trying to be a genuine help to other people and give more accessibility to others. And that's generally all I can really ask for someone being.
That's fair enough. Well, Lobster, you can ask the next one.
Okay. I got another fun fact because why not?
Ooh,
Uh,
fun fact of the day.
and this is the second fun fact of the day actually.
True. Yep.
So like we mentioned art in that, and like we know that cave paintings is like the oldest style of art, but like the oldest picture found, like they found like it's about 45,500 years ago, which was a painting of 3 wild pigs that was in like limestone on a cave, like in a cave in Indonesia and all that.
Mhm.
So that was cool. Which kind of relates, but not really to this question, but music. Because music is a type of art in that, and like, what's your like favorite like genre of music or stuff you enjoy listening to?
Oh, that's a hard question, because honestly, I like most types of music. Country, it's very specific country music if it's country, but I don't particularly like country. Um, as for likes, oh, my favorite, ah, cause I like a lot of music types from what I just basically stated. How I only one that I actively dislike is country.
Yeah.
I can give you a top like 3-ish, and
If
that
you
probably.
want.
But I'm not sure which one is in what order. Make sense?
Yeah.
I
I'm
love
not. I'm not as strict as
electronic
my guy.
music.
Okay.
I love rock, and I love um J-pop, like
Okay.
J-pop, K-pop area. You know,
Yeah.
that's a very variety section right there already.
Yeah. Yeah. Those genres are very spread out. Like they're definitely a little bit all over.
It's just really what music I listen to. Honestly, depends on what music genre feel like listening to.
It's a mood. Yeah. That's chaotic playlist is the best thing because you don't know what your mood is, and it's like, you know what? I'll change. I can just pick whatever I want.
I just set my liked playlist to shuffle.
I see that. Yeah. I just forget to like stuff.
You gotta hit the like button. You got the like. You got the like.
Gotta hit that like.
Yeah, hit the like, lobster. Hit the like. Anyway,
Well, most of Metro Dragon sounds would be liked, so
you gotta hit the like and follow. That's what you gotta do, you know?
I follow. I do the follow. I forget to do the likes.
Going back to topic, I can't remember. What is your favourite number?
That is a hard choice. Because I like certain numbers, but I'm not sure which one's my favorite. Honestly, I'm gonna be a nerd and say pi. I just love how it's endless.
Okay, other than pi, because I don't want pi as the opportunity, because there's a reason why I'll ask this question, which will be a follow-up question shorter. I would like an actual number.
Six 666.
Sorry, what was that?
666.
Why?
I like being a menace.
Menace to
Well,
society.
you're gonna regret that choice, by the way. Are you sure you want that as your answer?
I like the numbers that I was like debating between is that pi and 101. So
Okay, well, good. That still doesn't help your case, and I'll explain that in a minute why. Do you like camping, and what's your most funnest moment during camping you've had?
I say funnest.
I don't think I've ever been on a true camping trip actually.
Okay. Well, this is going to be the follow-up question. So you're on a camping trip, and you know what? For the memes, because you're a menace, you have 666 people you would want to choose with. Who are those 666 people you would want to go camping with?
That's how I mudkip for this.
Yeah.
Bypass this question.
That's why I wanted to know what was your favourite number. Be a bit more realistic so you can choose. We'll go with 10. So 10 people you would go on this camping trip with.
I'm gonna have to say one of my younger brothers, the one that we play Stardew with, Mordecai.
Yeah.
Just because Mordecai is has been camping because he was in Boy Scouts, so he knows what he's actually doing. 2, he's a bigger, stronger person than me. Like, I don't know where he got his height, but he has tall genes. And so he can like easily get to like stuff that's out of reach if needed. like put like because I heard that you hang food up if there's bears in the area.
Yeah.
So that would probably be one that we would need to do that. And I'm short, so I need someone to be able to, to get to do that.
Uppies.
I don't like being picked up at all. This is hard because I would have to say this one family friend. I'm not going to say their name specifically for her privacy.
Okay.
Just because I genuinely enjoy her time. My sister for a similar reason, and she would probably enjoy camping. And I would like to do something that she would be able to enjoy if I do it.
Yeah.
I would bring her along. Problem is, I don't know many people who would actively like camping. Beside those three off the top of my head. You know what? Watch, I'm dragging you along so you suffer.
Would it be suffering if I get to hang out with amazing people? I wouldn't think so.
Touch the grass.
I think I'll be more
I'm
of a pain
allergic
for
to
the
grass.
rest.
I'm allergic to grass. You know what? I'll drag Lobster and Bee.
Let's go, Lobster. We cause chaos. Chaos at the ship.
Good off.
What
ship?
I'll have you know that most of the people here are pretty chaotic.
Mm-hmm. So we'll get water guns and start shooting them all once that. Start throwing
have,
water
like,
bombs.
4 more people. You know what? I'll invite Stoppy as well. You know what? I'll also invite Tessa. So we can both annoy you by saying ooh.
I get my revenge elsewhere. I know ways. I know ways to get around stuff.
Don't worry, the mosquitoes will be getting revenge for you.
I'll just play debated and just be a
I
pain.
swear.
The mosquitoes were the paid actors all along.
Mm-hmm.
2 more. I'm not sure if Myelda would enjoy this, but I'm gonna take Myelda along because Myelda, at the very least, enjoys nature itself. You know what? I will bring Dawn along. Dawn, you know, not the other Dawns I know.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
I know, like, I would like to know to inform you. I know 3 Dawns at the very least.
Yeah. What's your biggest phobia?
That is a hard question.
Exactly.
Because there's difference between a phobia and being scared of something, you know?
Yeah. That's why I said phobia.
Honestly, I don't. You know what? I know what it is. You know how when you go places with a group, I don't want to be separated and going places. I don't like going places alone in general, but
Yeah.
I would absolutely hate if I went into like a place in a group and got separated from them, and I could not see them whatsoever, or find them. Like, let's say my phone is dead as well. I would hate like that kind of like that situation gets my anxiety up because I am still have difficulties talking to like strangers face to face at times, unless it's like a specific setting. And I would probably be very panicked because if we're moving, that just makes it harder to find. Because if you separated and you didn't notice that you got separated and you're still moving, they don't know the last location, and you're not necessarily going to be able to remember the last location. So that's,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, while we're on the topic of this, this does not include your girlfriend. I'm going to say that, or family member. Not a family. It's online, not a family member, and not your girlfriend. If you was to get lost, like you had no idea, no internet, no phone, you're completely stranded. Which two people? I'll be kind to give you two. Would you want to be lost with?
That is a hard question. Because on one hand, I want to choose friends that I get along with. On the other hand, I want to choose friends that would actually be useful.
You know what?
Yeah, I mean,
we'll do both scenarios because obviously the nice feeling is, you get to choose your two friends. And then we want to know which two friends you would class as useful. So let's give it both.
I think White Try felt offended. I feel like based on that response, I feel like that's an offended response.
Oh no, I want to do. The reason why the question is very straightforward is because they wanted to say a certain word, so I'm making their biggest phobia being lost, and getting some revenge out of it. Like, it's not really being offended; it's more they like using a word which I dislike, and we get to interrogate this aspect. And I'm the evil cop, so.
I'm gonna put Milda in the not useful category. Because I doubt that there would actually be something in that situation. Because it also depends on where we're lost.
Yeah.
If it's plane crash, we're the only survivors of the plane crash and we're lost on a deserted island, I'm gonna choose different people.
Let's hear both scenarios then as well.
If it's more like an urban loss, that's different. Because you generally don't need as many skills.
Yeah. Walk in a certain direction, you'll probably hit something.
You walk towards the biggest building and ask to use your charger.
No, you have no phone, no signal. Even if you find society, you have no phone, and they speak in a different language.
Out in the wilderness.
Yep.
Okay. For friends who I would enjoy the company of, Milda, and I'm gonna have to say Stoppy because I don't think Stoppy's... I don't know enough about Stoppy's wilderness knowledge to say that Stoppy would be useful in that kind of situation.
Okay.
I feel so bad about that, but oh well. Because I feel like I'm insulting them. It's a hard choice. Oh. Because I generally don't know the skill sets of most of my friends. And that's what making it a hard choice.
That's the whole point.
on one hand, I want to say lobster because lobster would at least be calm in the situation at the very least. If not, might have like some skills that I don't know of that would help with camping, that would help with wilderness survival or finding society.
He is a chef.
I,
And he has his
being in the
pocket knife
kitchen
and
doesn't-
everything. He's living
uh,
with it.
to be fair, I do have a survivalist knife as well as a compass.
Ooh, nice.
I own items.
Second person would be hard. Actually, I think Annie would be a good choice, actually. Because Annie lived in a more rural area, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
So-
that's true.
Would know more of the wilderness than I would, because I've been in a city my whole life, basically.
I am a country. I lived in the country. Cities scare me.
I've only lived in cities. Country scare me.
I only lived in my bed.
No,
I-
correction.
I-
Beds. You probably have changed your bed out before.
Yeah. But would it really count? It's me.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ, now I'm 40. And I've got so many questions still. What's
My
the...
first instinct was to point and go, old!
Who's
Yeah,
old?
the time flies.
Have you ever built a chair, by the way?
As in
A gaming chair.
the one, not a gaming chair, because I usually use office chairs.
I'd
Just
rather
because-
have an office chair.
But I have.
My gaming chair is just back there on the floor still.
Yeah, it only has the wheels on, nothing else.
Well, somebody said they were going to help me build it like 6 years ago. After I struggled doing my wheels.
Yeah.
It took me an hour and a half. Had a lot of pain to get 5 wheels on a chair.
I think I did it at like 2 hours at most. I know how to build objects that have instructions.
I could probably do it under an hour. If I have a motivational drive, I can use it pretty quickly.
There's my gaming chair, another one, and then there's Lobster sitting on a wooden chair.
I want a better chair. It hurts just sitting here. That's why I move around so much.
You know what? I should send you my office chair because it has like the arms that can go up as well.
To be fair, I wouldn't even mind if it's like a new chair. I sat on a chair that was like 10 years old until it decided to finally flip. So,
Most of my chairs were hand-me-downs.
I
This is,
wouldn't.
this is like the only new chair owned.
Yeah, you got another question, Lobster?
I don't.
You don't. By the way, chat, if you got any question you'd like to ask and want to save the bad cop, because I've probably still got so many more questions to go. And obviously we're all on time period. It does go on for a while. Sorry, Tesna. Looks like it's another long one. But if chat does have any questions, you're more than welcome to. That being said, have you ever made an excuse to not show up to something you have promised to show up in? And if so, what is your most embarrassing excuse you have used, real life and online?
I generally try to commit to my word, so there's not really embarrassing ones, it's just more of I feel bad because I did want to go, but then other things came up, so I actually had to go, kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on the dentist excuse?
The dentist excuse?
Yeah.
I am a little baffled why that's the excuse, but I'm more of as long as you don't use it like every month, you're generally not gonna be found suspicious.
You say that. Well, I try says it pretty much every single day.
Look, I just have an emergency dentist. It's not my fault.
Yeah, every single day.
That reminds me, I do have a dentist appointment actually coming up.
When was the last time you went to the dentist? Because I don't even know when the last time I actually went.
I went in January to get one of my wisdom teeth removed.
Only one?
It was.
They did all four for me.
They only really needed to do two. It's just the other one. I need a bone graft if I want to like have a comfortable thing and such.
Apparently, I went yesterday to the dentist. I think I was playing Fortnite. I thought about going to the dentist, but I did a Fortnite stream.
Yeah, what's my problem?
Have you ever broken a bone, and how did it happen?
Surprisingly, not a single bone of mine has been broken.
Yeah.
I have tripped on flat surfaces, so I've scraped my arm before.
Yeah. Have you ever tripped over air?
I've tripped over on my own feet.
Yeah, that is one thing. Yeah. Tripped
I've
over
learned
something.
how to catch myself mid-fall to stop the fall.
I just
From an
commit to
early
the fall.
age.
I commit to the fall, or I hold on to dear life, depending on the
I
situation.
quickly most of the time I quickly unhook if I trip over my foot, I usually end up accidentally hooked it's basically crossed a little bit,
Yeah.
and I quickly unhook and then just take a big step basically.
Fair enough.
If I have
Do you want to carry on?
But do you want to know a funny story that does involve a broken bone?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So, one time my dad broke his ankle. It happened to be right before a convention, so it sucked that it was during timing. But it's funny considering the fact that, at least I find it funny, that it's it might be sprained. He still went to work on it. He doesn't really stand much at his work, if I'm correct. At least he doesn't have to actively stand and do stuff most of the time. He can actually sit for a good portion of time. But still, he went to work on it. But he has to take a bunch of stairs to get to work. And he's like, I'm gonna get checked after work. So he did a whole shift of work on a broken ankle. But the thing that broke his ankle, he was trying to walk down the pathway. There was a bike in the way. Someone, one of my siblings put a bike because I don't know how to ride a bike.
On the topic of streaming, have you ever done a face cam stream, and is that something you would do in the future?
No, I don't have a face cam in general, so
Would you ever do a face cam stream?
I don't know if I reach a sub goal.
There you go. If you ever want to see a river face reveal, guys, we gotta hit a sub goal. Also as well, while we're on the topic of streaming aspects and all that, one person you haven't really talked to much online, who you would want to game and get to know more about.
That's a hard choice because first one that came to mind was Apple, because I've been in the general circle of Apple, but not necessarily in games with Apple very much, if at all.
Yeah.
So it's just from what I've seen, Apple seems really cool, and I would like to at least chat, maybe find out, maybe become friends. But that's more of maybe. If it's someone who I've chatted more than once before, it would probably be Brizzy. Because I've been in lobbies, but I don't really in their chat. and I'm friends with on Discord, just we don't really talk more than that. It would be nice to actually have a conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your... So, you know, everyone has secrets and all that. What's your most biggest secret which is out there? If you get the question.
I don't hide it, but I'm ace. But I don't really mention it.
Yeah.
It's like, the closet door is glass. You can see in. But it's not really something that gets mentioned.
For sure. How are you finding the interrogation so far?
I already wiped my memory of most of it.
Well, good job you can find this on a podcast at a later date to remember it.
Alright.
Exclamation mark podcast in chat. There we go, we put it. But no, how you found it so far? What you do remember of?
So far it's been enjoyable.
Have you regretted coming on?
That is to be determined.
Fair. If there's anyone you could choose to be on this show, obviously of this spotlight of the interrogation, who would it be and why?
I've already mentioned her a lot. You know who, Lobster?
Yeah.
Mailda. I'm just curious of what her answers would be.
So who?
Mailda?
Okay. Now, Robster may have to reach out for that one to, or if
Yeah.
if you want to say you want to be interrogated on a podcast, you're more welcome to see if they want to be on the spotlight.
I asked my birthday buddy because me and Miota have birthdays that are back to back to each other.
And then
Miota's
mine's
15th,
also
yes.
happens to be like very close by as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want them to see on the spotlight and you ask and they are interested, you know, I'll put him under the spotlight, under the gun, and we'll see what their response is. But yeah, okay. I personally don't know them, so the questions might be interesting. But yeah, that's fair enough. What's your background in gaming aspects, like in consoles wise?
I've played Xbox, like Nintendo stuff. Then I went to like mostly PC though, to be honest. Like I play those occasional, the other two occasionally, but it's more of PC that I'm more of a PC gamer only, basically. If it's video games. Because as I mentioned, I do play a bunch of other games that aren't video games.
What are they?
Honestly, a little bit of everything, like card games, board games, miniature games, roleplay games, things like that. Like it can vary from Cards Against Humanity to like, let me think, Zombicide. Lobster knows what Zombicide is.
Yeah.
Can you explain for the people who have zero clue about it?
Zombicide is a co-op zombie apocalypse miniatures game. You get a scenario which you set up, and you try completing the goal of the scenario, which sometimes it's like, oh, everyone must have at least one food, or you must get these objective tokens, and such. And your goal is to do the objective, because it's generally based, like, the objective is survival based. And each character has their own skill set. Like, one of my favorites to play is one of the base characters, actually. Wanda. She has 2 movement instead of the base 1, which I enjoy. And there's like melee and ranged. There's different versions of it where there's like, oh, you want to play fantasy? We have medieval fantasy with dragons and such. Zombicide. We also have Wild West Zombicide. We even have Space Zombicide. There's even like Marvel Zombicide as well. But I don't know too much about that one.
Yeah, there's different stuff like that.
What's one lesson from your past which you wish you have learnt, which you have learnt from now?
That's a hard thing. One thing that I would probably say is it is better to do 50% of something than doing nothing of something. Because it's still going to be something rather than nothing. Like,
It's a start. Like
Yeah.
even if it's like 25, even if it's like it's 25% or like it's a little bit, it's not like it's started on it.
yeah, it's better to at least do a little bit towards the progress.
This is a question from MC Bomb 27. Says, how many questions does Wi-Fi have for these podcasts? Now that's a question.
I think that's a question for you.
No, this is asking you the question.
You think we?
Let me just
Even
look at the question list. Send it over.
You think we have a
Okay,
question? You
so
think it...
Lobster, you have the question list. You send River our question list.
Gotcha.
And then
Yeah.
Lobster will send our list over for you.
Yeah, you just gotta give me a little bit to send it because it's a little big.
Yeah. Just let us know when you send it before
It's just a little big.
It's just a few pages.
And yep. And here's our list.
There you go.
That's a lot of questions.
But no.
I don't think I can count that in a timely manner.
Okay. But a serious answer. Me and Lobster do not prepare for these because the best aspect of doing these shows is everything's just live. So what you see is what you get. Like, there's no script behind it. The only thing we double check with, and really the only thing I check myself, is if I go too far on a certain thing, because you know what I mean, everyone's coming and taking time out of their day to come out and just answer some questions, have some fun with friends. You guys get to know more about the character if I push the boundary too much, because Lobster and everyone else who's been interrogated by me says I'm the bad cop in this scenario. But the questions is we like to, you know what I mean? If they're comfortable asking and letting people know, we'll ask the question. That's why if you chat wants to get involved, we don't prepare for it, because if you prepare, it kind of takes the dynamic away of what we're doing. It's not serious. I'm wearing gloves, for God's sake. Like, we're just there to have a bunch of laugh and just have a good time. And yeah, so we don't plan anything like that. Speaking of a question, Tessany has said, how did you meet Lobster? I think we touched on that earlier.
Yeah, we did touch on that earlier, and I went into more specific stuff. It was towards the beginning, I think, or
some point within the 2 hours. I think you'll see it, Tessany.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it was within the first hour, though.
I wasn't here earlier. You'll see it when you click the mod and then you edit it, and then you hate us for making it so long. At least we're not asking you to add anything this time.
Don't worry, it's just a nice 2-hour episode.
2 hours so far. It's not over
Also,
yet.
to be fair, to be fair, we could be adding something if River autographs the picture from that
Oh,
early
yeah.
time.
The pan kip.
That one could be done, but also you see
My
no.
picture?
The
Hold
picture
on.
that I sent before the questions. Yes.
My brain
That
is
one.
not comprehending words.
To be fair,
It-
that's a topic for later. I'm sure we can.
Yeah. It's a
Oh, yes.
picture. Yeah, it's a picture of River, Andy, and myself in our S&P server time, which
I did the interior area of like the actual like pieces, but yeah, it's fun.
also, Tessa, the quick answer is we met through Miota and all that.
Yeah,
There might be something before then as well.
but that was probably more of, oh, I'm not likely gonna meet this person again. Kind of.
You're also
thought
being
process.
dragged on a camping trip as well, apparently.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll annoy Why Try with ooh-oos.
No. You got any more questions, Lobster? Coming up to the 2-hour mark?
I don't.
I mean, it would be nice that there is no questions and we can round it off nicely.
Nice, yep.
Nicely. So what you saying is we don't talk about Pokemon then?
I honestly, despite liking them, I am not too knowledgeable about them.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm just like, this is neat. Move it on.
Does chat have any more questions? Because I'm going to dial it back this time to slowly
You
wrap
have
this
learned
up.
that because you have learned I am a fairly honest person. At least.
Well, to be fair,
Open.
I got one mudkip out of it where you said about 666 people, which you probably regret as saying that as your favourite number.
Yeah.
Will this be the last question? If chat wants to ask the question, yes, chat can have the last question, because it has gone for 2 hours. I know Lobster has a lobby, and I probably could go. If chat doesn't, I'll also ask a question. But yes, we'll never get a part 2. Okay, I guess this is the final question. How much would you slap Y-Try for? What is the lowest amount?
This is hard, because on one hand, my instinct is to be a jokester and say free, but on the other hand, that is not realistic. Because I personally don't like using
Violence.
violence if possible.
I'm gonna be honest. This question is probably mostly deserved. So don't worry about the violent aspect. Because, to be fair,
But I'm just thinking of how much money
Yeah.
I could manage to squeeze out of people to do it.
well,
You know?
I see River making it into like a bidding match.
Yeah, I would
we
make
have
it
an
into a
option.
better-
No,
20, we have a 20 there, 20 there, 25.
We
I
start
bet.
off with
Yeah.
$5. Just because I like the number $5.
There you go.
Like the number $5.
It's, to be fair, I expect it, especially with me asking such questions as I do.
Also, they never mentioned how hard I had to slap. If you want a
True.
full-on slap, that is gonna be more expensive.
Yeah, see that?
Is that
see,
part,
that's
what
the
do you
bidding
say,
for.
Bob? What part of the negotiation? Is it a soft one or is it a full on? There you go. It's been backed into. I like how this has turned into like towards the thing. Oh, you said okay, so it's a full on one. Okay, you're trying to hurt me. All you gotta do is exercise. I won't get hurt doing that.
And I don't have to go with 1,000.
There you go.
Also depends on where you need to slap.
I just assumed it was the face. To be
Yeah,
honest.
just
Yeah, that's where it's assumed, but nobody ever clarifies it. So actually, that's a loophole.
If it's not a slap on the back, it would actually be cheaper. But if it's
So
a slap on
there
the face,
you-
which everyone's probably assuming that's what's probably being implied.
So there you go. $1,000 for a full-on slap to the host of this.
I'm making money if I'm gonna be committing violence.
I'm not making the money.
But to be fair, 2 hours. Let's be realistic. I probably could ask more questions.
Yeah, but you guys fix it for a next type of episode.
Yep,
You don't
maybe.
They
Tessie
might
said they'll do it
return.
for free. They'll watch this back in like a few weeks' time, and they'll be like, "Geez, like, nope, I'm running a mile." But yeah, I'll save the questions for next time if you ever do come on for a part 2. We may get 2 people on at the time, so it's not just, straight in, like, you know what I mean, FBI, but hopefully you had some fun. Is there anything you want to say to the viewers before we wrap this up?
For an extra 100, I'll paint my hand with uwu and do the slap with the wet paint.
What is this? Lord. So there you go. But yeah, make sure you show River some love, guys. Obviously, some tough questions early on as well. Some obviously a bit easier questions. Hopefully, we wasn't too harsh on you. Well, when I say too harsh, meaning me.
The word of we is more of you.
Yeah, but you're my co-host, so you didn't
You're an accomplice.
interfere. Yeah, you're a
I'm an
accomplice.
accomplice.
You didn't interfere or stop me, so you're part to blame as
Oh.
well. But no, honestly, we've loved having you on the show. If you haven't gone and followed River and you want to go and check her out, definitely can on all her social media. Such an amazing person.
Reminder. They, them.
They, them,
Yeah.
yep. I usually get mistaken that, so, but honestly, it's such an amazing person. It's been great getting to know you. Obviously, you're always welcome to come and join, hang out with us. If you ever want a game, obviously, I don't play Stardew, but, Minecraft, if you want to attempt that beat the clock challenge and see if you can beat your lobster, you're more than welcome to test the music on that. But no, we've loved having you. Hopefully your stream becomes successful and you do all the things you want to achieve. And yeah, we appreciate you having you here. Like so.
Thank you for having me. It was enjoyable. That is my answer.
For sure. So guys, we're going to wrap up episode number 6 on the podcast. Maybe we'll get who's that person called again? I can't pronounce it.
Yoda.
Milda?
Yeah, that one on the show if they want to be on the spotlight. Obviously, we have got a few other people who do want to be on the show as well. If you want to be on this podcast, just let us know. Reach out to myself or Lobster. We'll wrap it. You know what I mean? You can come to the spotlight. Probably going to murder me because I pushed the boundaries. Hopefully not too far. But yeah, once again, thank you all for watching. That's going to be it, and we'll see you all in the next podcast. Thank you for watching. Take care.